How did Chek do it? I don't get it. Again, another 150K. Embiid in overtime, Tobias in overtime, two really good low-on plays. $150,000. That's what that equals. We're going to take a look and see if we can learn from him a little bit. Of course, if you're an avid DFS player and you want top 1% lineups just like the Chek, head over to fantasycruncher.com. Enjoy the video, guys. And there you go. There's his 150. I was like, Chek again, man? Brother. I don't know, man. When you start winning these over and over and over and over and over and over, or at least placing high in some of these things, and I don't know about you guys, but it feels like the higher the total entries in the tournament, the better Chek does. Like it's nuts, man. Does it in NHL too, from the quarters all the way to the milli makers of NFL, and then obviously the 150K in NBA, man. So we'll take a look, man. Yesterday was a pretty unique slate in the sense that there looked like there was some suspect chalk at the very beginning, and that was obviously very scary, right? You never know what backups that might get minutes being chalk end up doing. But dude, he nailed it. He nailed it. I think he was under on the right guys. This was the lineup yesterday, and there he is, checked with the 5,000 to go biddies, man. Congratulations, friend. Here's the lineup. By the way, I'm so happy you had two of my Heatles in here, dude. I love that. I love that. Look at this. Jimmy B, baby, and Bam Adebayo. Bam is a stud, man. Bam is a stud. You had two 70s in this lineup. One of them was Joel Embiid. The other one was Tobias Harris. I don't know if, well, also when you win this much money, you have to benefit from at least some luck. Things go your way, right? You're obviously in the top spots or in the top 0.5% of the tournament, putting yourself in good spots, and then you end up winning stuff like this if things happen to fall your way. The overtime for both of these two guys yesterday was fantastic for you. Was very, very good for you. You almost scored 400 in this lineup. Insane, man. If you're going over the lineup, and again, what stands out to us and what us DFS players would, recognize as probably the two best plays of the entire lineup, or probably not Embiid, who was 45% owned, and then Bam at 30% owned wasn't either. It was the 3% DeAnthony Melton, dude, and the 6% Thad. It is that's phenomenal, man. We've looked at some of the top lineups across the industry and other slates, and it's every time there's that 1 or 2 5%ers or below. There's your both of them. Both had 40 and 50 almost, respectively. And dude, they were great. You had the perfect mixture of chalk plays, or the popular plays that hit. Jimmy B and Bam were great. Covington, predictably so, was great too. Yeah, man, that is a very, very sick lineup, dude. Very sick lineup. Congratulations, man. I saw yesterday, I thought, so it was a tale of two halves for the Sixers yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught that. The fact that you have to go to overtime against Brooklyn, number one, with no Kyrie is an issue. Not saying that, Brooklyn's that bad, but if you consider yourself a top team in the East, there's no way you should be, fighting with, I don't know, Brooklyn, Kyrie-less Brooklyn for this. They end up going to overtime, and Joel Embiid just becomes a monster throughout the fourth quarter and overtime, and it's just like, okay, that's pretty nuts. It also helps that your defense finally came to play in overtime only. E-Rush, you're right. The Nets scored 1 point in overtime. I don't know how that's possible. But I don't know, man. Joel Embiid was a stud yesterday. I don't think it was him. Again, he was 45% owned, but dude, the combination of Tobias, Joel Embiid, and overtime for those two guys was definitely the winning combo. And then obviously the 3%er and the 6%er. Congrats, Chek, man. That's so good. By the way, Chek is Canadian. For those that don't know, no taxes, baby. No taxes. That's 150 clean, brother. 150 clean. That's 150 to the bank. No Uncle Sam. Ha dang, baby. The same thing with his millionaire maker. A milli clean. A milli clean. 150 clean. Whatever you're going to win in the NHL final, because he also made it to the NHL final. He qualified for the NHL Live final. That's also going to be clean. Chek, brother. You know, when you make it big time and you have your own show, don't forget us poor people, man. When you're on TV somewhere, don't forget us poor people, my friend, you know? Don't forget us poor people, dude. Just stop by once in a while, say what's up, tell us you remember us, and have a great day spending all that cash, man. That must feel good, dude. That must feel good.